Hey guys, all right, this is a last video on residuals. So now it's a whole idea of understanding what a residual is, and actually more so understanding a residual plot. So actually, this front page actually gives you a little bit of a glimpse of what we're going to look at. If you'll notice, this scatter plot looks like it's going in a positive, pretty strong direction. And the residual plot, if we put those on a plot, they're kind of crazy looking or scattered. That's what we're going to talk about today. So we're just going to determine whether a residual, how we use residuals to determine if a function is a good fit to model the data. Now, generally speaking, on the regions they use linear functions, but it's just about a function in general. Is this specific function that we're using, this regression equation, is it a good fit for the data or isn't? So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is go to page 9 in the packet now, and I'm going to kind of lead you through it. So in order to interpret residuals, you need to memorize two things. If a specific function fits the scatter plot, the residual plot will be random. So for example, this is a scatter plot, and we're using a line to best represent the data. And when we use that line, you'll notice it does look like a pretty linear scatter plot. When we actually plot the residuals, like when we calculate them all and we figure out what the residuals are, the residual plot is pretty crazy and scattered and random. Fine, great. That's something you have to remember. The residual plot will be random since this line best represents it. Now, the second thing you're going to recognize is that a specific function doesn't fit the scatter plot, then the residual plot will not be random. For example, you'll notice that this scatter plot kind of goes in a curved manner. Granted, it's very minute, but you'll see it almost goes in a curve, almost like an exponential function, okay? But they're using a line to best fit the data. So when we calculate our residuals, you'll now see that the residual plot kind of goes in a little U-like fashion. It's not crazily scattered like the last one was. So since the scatter plot is not really random, it's in a U-shaped pattern, we know that this particular function, the line, is not a good fit for the data. We would rather say that an exponential function would be better fit for the data. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at all the different residual plots and kind of determine whether or not the residual plot was a good fit, not a good fit, or it determined if it was a good fit or not a good fit. And we're going to also look at different scatter plots and the residual plots and make those connections as well. So just for example, this is on page 10. This is a general multiple choice question you'd see on the regions. It will say, after performing the analysis on a set of data, Jackie examined the scatter plot of the residual values after the analysis. Which scatter plot indicates the best fit linear for the data? Now you look at the first answer. This is like a nice, pretty U, very non-random. This one almost like kind of goes in a nice, pretty shape. This one's like all over the place. And this one almost has like a U and then hops over here. So we would say that answer choice 3 would be the best fit because it's the most random. The other 3 are not random. So we know that the line wouldn't have been a best fit. It would have been a better function would have fit that data than a line. So that's why we would choose 3. So which linear fit data, we'll say good fit, random, not a good fit, not random. So that's why we'll choose answer choice 3. All right. So I want you to just make sure you copied all the notes from the video, correct your work, go to page 10 in the packet, and work on the rest of the example problems. When you're done, check your answers in the answer key posted. Just remember, when you're asked to see if something is a good fit, you're looking to see if the residual plot is random. They're asking if it's not a good fit, then the residual plot would not be random. It's going to be in a curve, in a V, in a pretty different, like it's not going to be all over the place. You can't make any sense out of the picture. Okay? So hopefully you'll get this. I know this is so crazy and I appreciate all your hard work. And text me or message me if you have any questions.